Unhealthy ways to cope with things. Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In order to share kind of some of the unhealthy coping mechanisms that I used, I will be kind of sharing some backstories. So if you guys heard some of these things before, haven't heard some of these things before, I will make another video that includes pretty much everything. I just wanted to do like bits and parts so you guys aren't sitting here for like long periods of time. So let's get down to this video. So I have been, all these topics that I'm bringing up here, I have wanted to talk about for a long time. I just didn't think I was in the right mindset at the time, or people would want to hear about these. People probably still don't want to hear about these. But I just thought, hey, for that one person that feels like they are completely alone, that nobody understands, I'm sharing a little bit of part of me, and maybe they can take something from it. It's not a whole lot of, I'm not saying take what I say to face value. You can take little things from everything or everybody you hear around you. So for me, some of these I didn't even realize they were unhealthy until I was later told these are very unhealthy. Some of them I did realize were unhealthy. So let's break it down. So for me, one of them was I couldn't keep any food down. So I lost a lot of weight. I think at my smallest, I was about 90 pounds. I was just under so much stress from being in an abusive relationship, then me trying to get help and being told, that I was asking for it, that it was my fault, that my family was disappointed in me, that I was a disappointment to, the school or my family. Now, most of this did not come from my family. I mean, this section didn't come from my family. I will get into which they meant extremely well at the time, the later stuff. I heard most of this from the school. And for 7 hours a day, 7 to 8 hours a day, I was around these adults or, these people in the school. So, being told that I was basically a fuck up in all instances, I was just putting that pressure on myself, there we go, to be a better person, to be a better human, to do all these things. And I could not keep any food down. Any food I ate, any liquid I had, I would throw up. I would force myself to have to keep down the water. Or ginger ale was one thing that I kept down a lot of the time. And it was really bad. I know this now. I was just a lot of stress that I was putting on myself. Now, on the other hand, a few years ago, I did put on a lot of weight. And in my kind of genetics, I can put on weight very easily. So anything that I eat, I usually put on the weight. That's just my metabolism, guys. Not the best, but we work with what we get. Now, I wasn't eating a whole lot, but I was putting on a lot of weight. Now, that contributed to two main things. My depression. One of them was my depression, which I didn't know I had depression at the time. When I was diagnosed, I took it seriously, but I was like, oh, that's just another thing I have to worry about is my weight, And my type of depression was I put on the weight. Now, there's other many depressions, that affect the body in many different ways. Mine was a lot physical and mental. So, yeah, I put on weight very easily, and at my heaviest, I would think I was 245. So, I was a big girl. And the second one was drinking. I'm not proud of it, guys. And no, I was not an alcoholic. I did not drink every single day of my life. When I did drink, I didn't drink to the point where I blacked out. I just drank to the point where I felt good. You know, I didn't have to worry about anything. Like, I just felt happy. Again, not a good thing, and I do not do that to this day. I haven't done this for a very long time, for 3 years. 3 or 4 years, God, time flies. And it just got to the point where it's like, you know, I just need that little edge to get off. You know, I was worried about school, I was worried about family, I was worried about work, and I was just too busy focusing on trying to make everybody happy that I was not happy, so I did unhealthy things. And granted, please don't do that. That is not the way of dealing with things. Now, another one that a lot of people don't know about is I turned to self-harm. So I was cutting myself. Not all the time, and not to the point where it's like I wanted to kill myself. Okay? This is really hard to explain, and for people that don't deal with this, I know that it's a lot to understand. So I'm going to try to break it down the best way I can. And I know a lot of people won't understand, and that's okay. I accept that. You know, from the outside, this is going to look like a crazy person. I totally understand that. So, one of my abusers liked to curve things into my skin. No joke. This is a real thing. One time they did curve cunt into my arm. I know that's not a nice word to use, but that was just a thing that they did. They like to kind of mark their territory, as they like to say. They like to say that. I didn't believe in it. I didn't really see myself as their property. At some points, I did feel like I belonged to them. Stockholm Syndrome. I did that video. If you guys haven't seen that, check that out. Good Lord, I became one of those YouTubers. But anyways, no, that will better help you guys kind of understand this picture. And a lot of things were out of my control. And this was the one thing that I was in control of. I was in control of, and I know, side note, my light is flickering. I don't know why. It's just there, so I apologize. I just found that this was something I can control. I could control my pain level. I can control how much it hurt, how much I did, how much I didn't do. And again, I did not do this to, like, kill myself. I never did that for that reason. It was mostly on my arms, some on my legs. But, yeah, I did that. And I haven't done that in 3-4 years. Luckily. The last time I did, I was dealing with a lot at the time. I was in a shitty job. I was in the midst of working out and stuff. And that's going to be a whole other video, guys, of kind of my fitness journey. I know, I'm one of those people. But honestly, guys, it's nothing big. And this was, like, I think my first trainer, and no, I'm not blaming him, guys. I am not blaming him at all. This was on me. I take full responsibility. So I wasn't in a really good headspace, and I had working with this trainer for a very long time, and I think he wasn't having a good day. I don't know what it was. But he snapped at me, and he was really pissed that I wasn't at the level he wanted me to be at. He had all these high expectations for me, and I was not meeting them. And I remember breaking down. I was sobbing throughout this workout. Like, I was crying. Like, tears were coming down my eyes. I was crying. I was trying to hold it back. Like, I just felt like a bag of shit. Like, I was letting him down. Like, I was letting the people around me down. Like, like, I hit rock bottom there, guys. And I turned to cutting again. And it was not a pretty sight. I did my arm, and I did have scars, guys, 100%. But now I have a tattoo there covering them up. And I didn't put the tattoo to cover them up, like, ooh, trying to hide it. I did it to kind of empower myself, like, hey, you overcame this. You might slip, you might do it again, who knows? I hope not. But this is a tattoo for me. And, when I struggle and stuff, I look at it and it gives me strength and reminds me of how much I've overcome. And yeah, so, and I hid this. And, my family does not know about this. Well, I guess they do now. Surprise. Which is also going to get into in a minute of stuff. But yeah, and I couldn't hide it a lot, but I made excuses like, oh, I fell into a rose bush. Like, who the fuck believes that, guys? Oh my god, like, because I was running a lot at the time too, so it's like, yeah, I tripped and fell into a rose bush. It was not a good time, guys. I'm not. Anyways, that was. I'm surprised I didn't get asked more questions, but looking back at it, I was like, that's just pathetic, Jess. Like, seriously. But okay, okay. But that leads me down to the other path. So, like I said, guys, I take responsibility for a lot of this stuff. Like, honestly, the unhealthy coping. No, okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna fuck up that word. I'm just gonna say unhealthy ways of handling things was 100% my fault, I was dealt a shitty card and I dealt with it in a shitty way. Now, honestly, I love my family to bits and I'm very thankful to have them. And again, they do not know a lot of the abuse that I took and that I went through. And in the book that I wrote, I am going to have them read it before I publish it. I think that's fair. There's still some stuff that isn't in my book that I'm actually planning on doing videos about, so that's going to be an interesting situation. But we will cross that bridge when we get there, and I will probably have discussions with them. Now, this it's not as bad as it sounds. Like, my parents and my brother and other family members were pointing out that something was wrong with me. That maybe I should get help. That, I was fucking up in certain things, that I needed to get my shit together. And, they were just trying to, point me in the right direction. But I took it as, oh fuck, they know something's up. Like, you have to try harder. Come on, Jess. Like, you have to hide it better. You have to be better for them. You have to be a better daughter. You have to be a better sister, and so on and so forth. And I was in panic mode. I was like, oh my god, I'm letting everybody down again. Like, the red lights went off, the sirens, oh my god. And, like, that was my fault. And that's what, turned me to doing a lot of things. Again, full responsibility. I take. It is what it is, guys. And am I proud of the shit that I did? No. Does it seem that bad? No. I know a lot of people do way worse things and deal with a way darker, heavier stuff than me. And it's taken me a long time to like I said, I take the responsibility of my actions 100%. Like I said in my other videos, I have done stuff, which I probably would do videos about, because fuck it, it's going to be out there anyways, that I am not proud of. 100%. I take responsibility for my actions. But a lot of it, like I said, yes, in yesterday's video, I was in a young age, so 15 to 18. And that's a lot of shit for one person to take on, especially at a young age. Of 6 people abusing them, the school totally against them, saying that it was your fault, that, like, you're asking for it. And I just, put all this pressure on myself. And, yes, it has to do with mental health. And, yes, I could, blame it on that, but I'm not. I do have depression, anxiety, Stockholm syndrome. I have been diagnosed with a slight OCD, which I'll do another video about. And which kind of like OCD could be an unhealthy thing, and also could be could be a healthy thing. It's weird. Excuse me. So that's why I'm going to do a video separately on that, because that's a whole other thing. And I have been diagnosed with PTSD. And no, I don't flag it around like, oh, I don't make excuses for myself. Like, oh, I can't do this because I have this. No, I usually take things on as it is. I put it on my shoulder and be like, hey, girl, you got this. You have to deal with this. Like, put your big girl pants on and get out there. That's me. I put a lot of pressure and a lot of stress on myself. And I take responsibility for that. And I have learned to handle it, either talk about it or write about it. It is a tricky situation to talk with your family about this. I still have problems. Like I said, guys, they don't know a lot of shit that I went through. It's hard to talk to your family because it's like, oh, they'll see you in a new light. It's a sticky situation. And again, that could be a lot of me being like, hey, like they'll see me as like this weak link, or they'll see me as this kind of failure. And being told that, like, by many people in my life, not my family, but a lot of adults and stuff, that's kind of hard to get over. But here's the thing, and this might make me sound like a douche. Mental health, yes, is something you can't control. I'm sorry, no matter the fucking books, talk shows, or whatever, it is out of your hands sometimes. Yes, you can get medicated. Yes, those ways to, like, not control it, but, like, kind of work through it. But sometimes it is out of your hands because it is a chemical imbalance in your brain. There, I said it. Yes, all scientific and all that stuff. But sometimes it is out of your hands. And however, it is how you deal with it that is in your hands. Whether it is medication, whether it is talking about it, whether it is, getting help, telling your family, how you deal with it with see, I'm gonna fuck that word up, so I'm not even gonna say it. Ruined a good moment, but hey, that's me. Like, of just how you cope with things. Like I said, I have done unhealthy things. I have punished my body to the extreme. And I take responsibility for that. Now, am I gonna slip up? Possibly, yes. I hope not. I hope that, I stop myself before I get to that point of cutting or, throwing up all the time or drinking. I talk to somebody about it. And, one of the main things that I hear from a lot of people is like, oh, why didn't you come to me? Why didn't you tell me? And they say it in such an aggressive way. And it's like, well, hello, sit down, like, relax. And it's more like what you want to do. You have to want it. You have to want the help. You have to want to do things that are better for yourself. That's the whole thing. And I have said this in many videos, and will probably continue to say it, is you have to want it for yourself. People could lay out the freaking world for you. They can give you all the tools. It's what you use and put forth is it's all in your hands. Of things you can control are in your hands. There we go. That made no sense. Let me stop that again. Okay. I got this. ADHD, freaking things running around in my head. But anyways, okay. So those are a lot of things we can't control in life. There we go. But there are things that we can control in life, and those are the things that you have to want to control and want to put forward, as in getting help or working on it or just doing the best you can. So that's kind of like my spiel on this topic. It was a little bit messy, and I apologize. And it's not that, bad. There are people that have dealt with way worse things than me. But thank you for sticking through, guys. I appreciate all of your love and support, and I really hope that you guys have had a wonderful Thanksgiving if you are in Canada, or a wonderful, I guess it's Tuesday. Yeah, I'm filming this Monday night, but I guess this video is for Tuesday. So a wonderful Tuesday. Remember, guys, never give up. Always keep fighting. You are enough. You are loved. And I'm here for you guys. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video.